my name was on the street, and we bounce from this here, they're gonna go down in them corners, let them people know word did not get back to me. Let them know Marlo stepped to any motherfucker, Omar, Barksdale, whoever. My name is my name.
So here's the truth that they're not telling you about the files. These people aren't people. They're not humans. They're Nephilim. The elite of this world are the fallen angels, and the next level down below them, which is probably all of Hollywood, they're all Nephilim. They're all a mixed DNA of human and fallen angels.
And if you don't think that this woman is telling the truth, just look at modern science. We seen the Epstein files. We heard about the baby harvesting farms. And you all, it is scientifically impossible for human beings to consume the amount of blood that these rich elitists are consuming on these islands. And it's also humanly impossible to consume the amount of human flesh that these so-called human beings are consuming without either dying or becoming terminally ill.
The end times will be as in the days of Noah. So shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man.
And you know what? I like the fact that she quoted this scripture, because I was on the phone with my father last night and I asked him, I go, Pops, is there any more righteous people roaming the earth? And he said, no, all the righteous men have been murdered. And if you go back and if you read the book of Noah, you all, God could not find a single righteous soul roaming the planet, but he found Noah.
What was happening in the days of Noah? We have been misled into believing this little picture that we were taught in Sunday school about the flood. We are told that God flooded the earth because people were eating and drinking and giving in marriage. And so we are given this picture of people just eating a bunch of food until they're fat, and then drinking a bunch of alcohol and partying, and getting married, like marrying whoever they want to, and just maybe promiscuity. I don't know. That is not the case. There were Nephilim and giants in the days of Noah.
Yes.
And they were eating human flesh, they were drinking human blood, and they were marrying different species together, creating hybrids. Satan's plan was to eradicate mankind so that the Messiah could never be born, because Satan knew that the Messiah had to be born of a human. And so Satan was...
And I'm going to tell you something. This woman is heavily anointed, because they never taught me that in Sunday school or Bible class. I was under the assumption that God decided to flood the earth because of idolatry, homosexuality, and like she said, people being too greedy. And I also heard that the Nephilim, you all, began to devour all of the cattle. However, now that I'm on live, you all, and I just had an epiphany on live. Now listen to this. In days of Noah, you all, the giants ate all the cattle. And then once all the cattle was devoured, they start devouring themselves. Now, I want to ask you all this one question, and please, to get this video out to the masses, hit that like button. What do these rich elitists call human beings? What do they call us? Put it in the comment section, you all. This woman is touched by God.
Trying to get rid of humans by outbreeding them, like interbreeding.
We were the cattle.
That's when the fallen angels came down. They raped the human women and created the giants. But it wasn't just that simple. It was an entire plan to get rid of humans so that Jesus would never be born. When it says that Noah was perfect in his generations, he wasn't a perfect man. He was perfect in his DNA. He was human.
He did not interbreed with them. And this is why the Bible says don't interbreed with strange women, because you don't know who these women are. Noah got saved because he did not have that reptilian DNA in his body. He didn't procreate with the fallen angels. And this is why he was chosen by God.
He hadn't been tainted with. His family's bloodline had not been tainted with fallen angels.
Yes.
And so Noah was human. That's why he got to escape the flood. There are so many times in the Old Testament when God instructs someone to wipe out an entire nation, men,
Yes.
women, and children. Those weren't
Yes.
humans. They
Yes.
were Nephilim. They were hybrids
Yes.
that eat people.
Yes. So listen, you all, when I tell you all, we need to find these people. We need to pull them out. We need to literally execute them. We need to have public executions for all of these draconian reptilians who are using us as cattle. And we also need to find out who herds the cattle, because they have human beings herding us to our demise, to our death, to our destruction. It's time for us to wake up, get sober, get focused, get involved, and get aware.
They eat babies. So that's the secret in the files that they don't want you to know, is that these are the modern day Nephilim. That's why they eat babies and drink their blood.
They eat babies, they drink their blood, and they thrive off fear and desperation of the cattle, which is us, the human beings. This is why when you seen and heard that Skippy video that I uploaded yesterday, John Podesta was so hell bent on traumatizing that little girl. He wanted to put the living fear of God in that girl, because once he got done instilling fear in her, he murdered the young girl, and then he ate the adrenochrome, because this is how they feed themselves. This is how they get high. They get high off of us. We're the cattle. We're the food. We are not on the top of the food chain.
They need it to survive. It's embedded in them. And yes, they trick humans into participating in the sacrificial system to gain power and control. But I'm telling you, they are not all humans. So that's what they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that they're not human. We're in the end days.
Yes.
And when God's wrath is poured out, it's not always just against humanity. It's kind of like we're just kind of stuck in the middle. That's why,
this fight, and this is why God says the fight is not yours. This is a battle over souls, you all. This is why we have to continue to pray. We got to start fasting, including myself. We need to start having days, you all, where we gather together at a certain day and a certain time and intercede and pray that Christ comes back to deliver us from this evil.
He sent Jesus was to redeem us from this mess. And the humans that don't accept it, unfortunately, they're not going to make it.
Nope.
But
a lot of us ain't gonna make it, man.
Ultimately, Satan's plan was to just get rid of humans altogether. And the Bible also tells us that there were giants in the days before the flood and after. We're in the after. They're just not giants anymore. The Nephilim have perfected their little technique, I guess, with technology maybe, and they have created Nephilim that look just like us. Back in the day, they stood out. They were giants, but not anymore. They look just like us, but they're an empty shell. God does not give them a soul. And so that makes them an empty shell for demons.
Okay, for educational purposes only, because this woman is on point. I just think she has the Nephilim confused. So in the Bible, you all, the Nephilim were the children of the Anunnaki. Okay, so the Anunnaki ascended down from the skies. They came to this planet and they had sex with the women. Now listen to this, you all. The women had the babies. And once the women had the babies became giants. Now, as a curse, because God did not want the Anunnaki to come down here and mate with the cattle, mate with the human beings. So as a curse, he allowed the Nephilim to live for 500 years. But eventually, you all, the Nephilim had a war. And shout out to Jamal Rashard, because I got this from him. And this is what the Clash of the Titans come from. This is where the Clash of the Titans come from. Now, the Nephilim had a war. It was a 500-year war, you all. And they completely eradicated one another. However, the spirits of the Nephilim are still roaming the earth. And these Nephilim spirits use the vessels of human beings to push the agenda of their fathers, the Anunnaki, the Antichrist, the individuals who are against God. And for anybody that's saying, man, Chris, the Anunnaki ain't against God. Listen, you all, the Anunnaki came down here and created human beings. They created us in their image and after our likeness. However, the Anunnaki, you all, are not the supreme being. And when the Anunnaki came down here and altered our DNA, they created a crime against the cosmos. This is why Christ had to come into play to redeem us, because we had nothing to do with what the Anunnaki did to us by altering our DNA. This is why Christ has to give us a second chance. And I'm telling you all, I'm not trying to go on a rant. I want to say shout out to Sneeko. And it's another young lady, man. She a light-skinned young lady on Kick. She's a streamer. She got a tattoo. I seen her earlier shaking up an orange juice. She said she's about to get sober. She's about to get clean. Shout out to Max Boy P. He's practicing semen retention. He's quitting marijuana. I'm noticing a lot of young streamers, a lot of young content creators, a lot of young people are getting sober, are getting focused, is finding Christ, and we are not going to take this. You want to know why? I'm going to tell y'all something. The reason why everybody all of a sudden out the blue is deciding to get sober and getting serious is because Christ is coming back. And when Christ comes back, who do you think will be his army? You all, we gonna have superpowers when Christ come back. Christ is going to give us the powers to fight these draconian reptilians who have been oppressing us since the beginning of time.
To possess.
Hit that like button.
That's what they don't want us to know about the files. They don't care that you know that they're eating babies. They don't care that you know that they're doing satanic.
They don't care. They don't care that we know that they're eating babies, you all, because we've been knowing that they've been eating babies, and we technically can't do anything about it until Christ comes back, you all. This is why, like I said a second ago, it's time for us to get serious, get that Christ collective consciousness back, so Christ can come back, redeem us, we can fight this war, and we can have our heaven right here on earth.
Like rituals, sacrificial rituals. They don't care that you know that. They just don't want you to know the real reason why.
Yes.
And that's why.
Yes.
There's a lot of videos that you can see these people shape-shifting. You can see like their eyes change.
Anunnaki.
And it's, from what I understand.
Every account of the Anunnaki that I hear, they always come from the water or they always come from the sky. And I'm going to tell you guys something. The sky is water, you all. And the water, of course, is water. They come out the water, they look like lizards, and then they get to shape shift into human beings. And then they give the human beings technology, and they give the human beings information and knowledge to have power over other human beings. It's not just a white person thing. They did it in America with the Mayans. They did it with the Egyptians, and they also did it with the Greeks.
Understand, and I may be way off track, but from what I understand is that these Nephilim,
You're not off track.
Their bodies
You're not off
need
track.
Human blood in order to stay looking human.
Now the Anunnaki, she's confusing the Nephilim. The Nephilim are the children of the Anunnaki. So the Anunnaki were forced to watch their children destroy one another. So she's referring to the Anunnaki who need our blood in order to shape shift and appear to look like us.
And if they don't get enough human blood, then they start shifting more towards their reptilian side and less towards their human side. That's why we see people on the news that glitch, that like it looks like they're pixelating. It's because their skin is starting to show their true colors. So yeah, that's what they don't want you to know. They're not human, you guys. The elite of this world, the very top tier elite, are the fallen angels, and they are running this place, and Satan is their master. Do some deep dive Bible studies into the flood. The book of Enoch tells it all. Why do you think the book of Enoch was removed from the Bible? Because Satan did not want us to know this.
And another reason why the book of Enoch was removed from the Bible is because during the days of Enoch, Enoch had dominion over the reptilians because Enoch walked directly with God. These shape-shifting draconian reptilians used to come to Enoch and ask Enoch, can you please ask God to get me out of this bondage? And Enoch would actually go to God and ask God if the reptilians could be free from the bondage. And God said, hell no, keep them underneath the rocks. And Enoch went back and said, brother, I can't do nothing for you because you are a doer of evil. We have dominion over these shape-shifting reptilians if we walk with God. And this is why they try to separate us from God. This is why they keep us intoxicated with drugs, money, alcohol, sex, power. The list goes on and on, you all. The only thing we need to be dependent on in 2026 is God. And I'm telling you, you depend on God and watch how your life transforms.
There's nothing new under the sun, guys. History is repeating itself. And we've just been so deceived to not see it for what it is. So seek God. Ask him about this stuff. I promise you he'll show it to you. And
seek you first the kingdom of God. And for all of my woke people, we using the term God because I want everybody around the world to understand what we're talking about.
It's discouraging, I know, because we feel so helpless. I have felt so helpless for so many years.
Facts.
I have felt alone for a long time because being awake and knowing that this stuff is going on. You guys, I've known about this child sacrifice for 25 years. There is not anything we can do about it. It's up to God. God says, vengeance is mine.
Listen, if you think God is pleased with what is going on this earth, you got God sadly mistaken. God wants us to get back. God wants that revenge, you all. He don't want us to do it. He want to come down here and personally do it himself.
What we can do is pray. And we need to pray for the lost souls because I'm telling you, the rapture is getting ready to happen.
Yes.
Things are about to get ugly. It's going to get rough, but I'm kind of excited because I can't wait to see how God is going to move through all of this. You guys, we were chosen to be here during this time.
Do you hear her? If you watching this, you were chosen to be here at this particular time. You are a strong soul. You were meant to endure some of the harshest living conditions on this third dimensional planet. You are chosen. I don't care if you a bum on the street collecting quarters. I don't care if you a prostitute on that pole shaking your ass. I don't care if you selling ecstasy pills to your own mama. God can redeem you. God can change you. God can save you. God can use you to be a powerful tool in his kingdom.
It's nothing. It's not random. We should feel honored. And, you know, God gave us all a mission and everybody has a different mission. And I'm not even going to say that I like my mission. Okay.
Facts.
But part of my mission has been to warn and to expose. And so I can see right through the enemy's plan. I can watch a movie and like I just watched Transformers the other day and I was just like, whoa, this is so biblical. Like they're throwing it right in our faces all the time. Even with Transformers, like they're trapped on this earth. They're trying to get off planet before some kind of judgment comes.
Right.
They know judgment is coming. They know the tribulation is coming.
Listen, they can't run. They can't hide. They are roaming around the earth like a lion, seeking whom they may devour because they know their time is limited.
They know the signs and the seasons that Jesus told us to watch for.
Yep.
They know it. They just don't want you to know it. They don't want you to know that we're in the end times. They don't want you to know that Jesus is coming.
He's coming.
And that this is the end. They don't want you to know that. So there you go. That's the truth. They're not all human. We're living in the end days. Jesus is coming. And get ready. Keep looking up. Our redemption draws near.
There you have it, folks. Let God redeem you. Salute to that beautiful queen with that beautiful soul, Rachel Locke 392. Make sure you all go over to her TikTok and check out the valuable information that she has, because I literally needed that message this morning. Let God redeem you, you all. Get ready for battle. Get ready for war, because when he comes, we got to be war ready. All right? I love y'all. I can't throw up. Forgive me for throwing this up. Forgive me for throwing, I'm going to throw it down. You know, in the hood, if we disrespecting the sign, we throwing it down. So I'm going to throw this sign down. We going to do this. All right? I love y'all. I mean that. I'm out.